My Little Pony the movie is about an epic adventure where the ponies are setting up a big festival, having a great time, when all of a sudden someone comes in and disturbs all that and they're forced to leave their home. So they're trying to find their way out in this world that exists beyond Equestria, which is just, I can't wait for people to see it. It's going to look absolutely amazing. It's just, you know, nothing anyone would expect. And just how they're going to deal with being out there and trying to save their home of Equestria. Pinkie Pie has a lot of energy, way more than me. She's just happy all the time. She loves parties. She's zany. She's kind of got some special powers. She can bounce around and, you know, defy gravity and break the fourth wall. She's super positive. She's fast. And Fluttershy is almost the opposite of Pinkie Pie. She's very shy, soft-spoken. She loves animals. She's very caring and kind and timid. We do have some incredible actors that are joining us. Taye Diggs, Emily Blunt, Kristin, Chenoweth. It's really thrilling to see those big names and hugely talented actors join us. So the film has really expanded the world of the ponies. We're just used to seeing Equestria. In this, you know, on big screen version, we're not only going to see Equestria in more detail, more vibrant than ever, but we're going to see this whole other world outside of Equestria. So there's all these new, exciting places to explore.
So it all starts in Equestria, and all the ponies are there. Twilight Sparkle is trying to put on this friendship festival, and all of a sudden in comes the Storm King, who's this new villain who wants to take over Equestria, and Twilight and Applejack and Rainbow Dash and Rarity and Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie all have to leave Equestria because they're threatened by this new crazy villain who's invaded their home, and they decide that they need to leave the boundaries of Equestria to find the answers to the problems. So it's the first time they've ever left Equestria, and it's a big deal for all of them because they're stepping into this whole entire new realm, this whole new universe that they don't know about. The ponies are faced with the quest of leaving Equestria for the first time ever, and they really do they go into this whole new world, and there's all these crazy new characters that they come across. Applejack is a real down-home pony, so she doesn't like to leave home much at all. Yeah, she prefers life on the farm and hanging out and bucking apples. And I mean, she's all for a good adventure, but I think leaving the boundaries as like Ponyville and then also Equestria is a pretty frightening feat for her. But obviously, she's in it to win it, so she's gonna power through. Rainbow Dash is optimistic to a fault, so she always thinks that she can just be awesome and just power through any kind of situation that comes her way. But in this particular film, there are some plot points where things just don't really seem to go Rainbow Dash's way. She has to talk herself out of some situations, and there's a moment on a flying pirate ship, where she sings a pretty awesome song to turn things around.
all of the characters, including Spike, are enhanced. Their personalities are enhanced. So the things that we know him to be, brave, a helper, blunt at some times and very childlike, is portrayed further in the movie. So he's basically comic relief again, and basically there to protect Twilight, which he's really good at. And you'll also see a little bit on his love for Rarity again, shall we say. So he does the usual things, but he's right in there as a big part of the movie. I was thrilled to find some of the people that are going to be on the movie and are on the movie. Emily Blunt, Liev Schreiber, Kristin Chenoweth, for example. It's exciting to have them in animation form for us and to be able to share that on the screen. It's going to be wonderful to see their personalities play out, because it's just a real treat. And that was a surprise for us too, so I can't wait to see that play out. The morals of friendship, the values of friendship are sort of intertwined and wound through the show. Spike's always good at sort of nailing that in there too and keeping people on the mark. It's resolved again in a great way, and if the friendship weren't as strong as it has always been for the ponies, it wouldn't be that kind of ending. So I think there's something we can all learn from those morals and values of the story and the movie. It's been amazing to be in this show. I'm honored to be in this show because of its morals and values. I'm interested in the phenomenon that's blossomed with the fan demographic. So yeah, it's unbelievable that it's reached such a wide audience and it's been going on for so many years, and now we're expanding into all these arenas. Longevity, I don't think we're done.
It starts off in Equestria. It's just a regular day. There's parties and cupcakes and songs and frolicking going on. And my character, Tempest, comes back and starts to wreak havoc. Tempest, who is really like powerful looking. She's almost in a suit of armor, and she's quite sinister and dark. With this broken horn, you know, and there was something quite impactful about that image of her. And so it was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a pastel flower power kind of pony and with long pink hair. And so I was excited that I got to play the other side of what it is to be a pony. Yeah, I think it's a very relatable character. I think that this film, and certainly with this character, doesn't shy away from the hardships of life. And I think you've got to embrace the fact that children are some of the most perceptive little beings out there, and they're so intuitive. And it's not all about cupcakes and pink and frilly and happy and magic. It's actually that there are things in life that we have to overcome. And that's really when you discover the true measure of yourself. I was thrilled to join My Little Pony the movie, mainly because I think any preconception I had of the idea of My Little Pony was sort of obliterated by this new reinvention, where it's really about female empowerment and about that there are many different ways to be a girl, and you've got these incredibly emboldened characters in the main six.
The movie is about Twilight Sparkle, of course. She's the princess of friendship, and she is trying to put on the most perfect festival of friendship ever. It's the first one that's all under her. It's just about, friendship. It's basically her job to make everybody feel like they can make friends and never let anybody down, she says. So she's really, really worried about things not going perfect because she's such a perfectionist. And of course, her friends, being who they are, kind of get in the way and mess things up. And things aren't going perfect, so it's a struggle for her. And it especially is compounded when the Storm King's army, led by Tempest, the commander, shows up to sort of take over Equestria. That really puts a rain on her parade. We give feedback to the actors in the moment, and as we're listening to the performance, we kind of adjust it on the fly, like, oh, that could be a little pushed, or for animation, maybe that needs to be brighter, but actually you're doing something really cool here, maybe go with that. Let the actors feel the character and then have that change the performance that we do, because I think that's a better way of going. Like let that acting dictate. Of course we want to be given a performance that will make it better. And give us something we hadn't thought of before. That's really a lot of personality, because personality is absolutely the name of the game here. So that's been a real treat to have in our roster. The songs in the movie are really strongly tied to the narrative throughout the story that we're telling. So that's been something we've gone back and forth in as we've been telling the story and working it out. We really wanted to tie in all of the lyrics and the feeling of the song.
I get to introduce a new princess. And I do think that this character, she's the daughter of Queen Novo, and she's a little princessy, but one thing that's very sweet about her that I loved, that they really drove home in the script, is she's been alone. She's been alone, and she's finally bringing a group to her where she lives, and she's so proud. But to look at her and to see those big, beautiful eyes and to see her sweet mouth, and first of all, I'm an animal lover, so to me, it's a combo platter of so many things. But she's just so cute, and she has a cute little pink flower in her hair. The song One Small Thing might be my favorite because think about it, I'm 4'11". I'm 4'11", and I love little things, but it's really about all the things that are big in life that we can conquer and that we can do and that are magical and bigger than us, and friendship, and that's what the song is about. I think it's a good time to make this a movie because, yes, everyone knows the ponies are together and their friendship, and it's about the friendship, and at the end of the day, I'm realizing the more I go on in life, how rare and special true friendship is. One of the themes and reasons I love them is because they've been together all these years, and they're still working together and doing it together. Like, my character was a hippogriff and has been kind of stuck, and now I feel like it's a theme also about moving forward. This movie is not just about friendship, but it's about looking ahead and looking at each side of you and seeing who's still there. I love that theme. I love that.
My character is called the Storm King, and he's the baddie in this film. He's a bit odd. He's prone to temper tantrums. He's a little schizoid. I don't know how to describe him other than to say that he has a wide range of behaviors, and we're working on narrowing those down right now. When I first saw the drawing, I thought that it was very cool, and I was trying, and that's when I sort of got the idea for this kind of Southeast Asian kind of, maybe even Nepal, maybe sort of Balinese, these sort of demon characters from Balinese dance, and because he seems a little bit like one of those gods, and then once we started to work on it, and I heard the other actors, I realized that it made sense the direction that they wanted to go was much more sort of contemporary, and it's been cool. My Little Pony really is about his friendship, and I think at least what I got from it is how important loyalty is, and friendship, and the qualities that make us feel safe with each other, and allow us to be at our best and do our best all the time. It's hard to find things that my kids can see, and when I heard that My Little Pony was shopping for villains, I thought, here's my little opportunity to do something for My Little Ponies.
There's like some good My Little Ponies, and then all of a sudden there's like this, you know, this group of vigilantes that want to take over and want to capture the little ponies, and but the little ponies, they're not going down without a fight. He's vertically challenged, spherically challenged. He loves food. They wrote this character after they met me because I love food and I'm also vertically challenged. There is room for improvising, but it was fun, but you want to stay on track with what you're talking about, what the story is, and so that hopefully you can propel the story or give little tidbits about the character so that you can, it can be entertaining or it tells you more about the character. But it was fun, especially when you get like, you can get like some kind of cool way of being, and you can get in the mindset of the character. And it was, it was fun because it's this little guy. Big resemblance. I wanted to do, like, first of all, like, I have a 7-year-old kid, and I got a bunch of nieces that, really like My Little Pony. They brush the hair, and they just, they can't get enough of them. And there's, like, in 2010, there's a huge, it just boosted in popularity, and now, Hasbro wants to make a movie out of My Little Pony, and I want to jump on board. Well, I think, I think that there's, that it's getting really popular now, and I don't know if it's like a hipster thing, but like, it seems to be like all the stuff that was like kind of cool in the 80s is now really cool now, and even if you take like you go on YouTube and you watch, like, there's like the Running Man.
A pony shows up with a broken horn. Her name is Tempest, played by Emily Blunt. And she's there on behalf of the Storm King. And anyone with a name like Storm King, cannot be good. And things start to go, as they usually do, wrong. And the ponies have to find a way to get Tempest on their side and show her that actually love and friendship is magic and better than being with the Storm King. Princess Celestia has been a mentor to all the ponies, but really to Twilight Sparkle. And in this movie, it's really no different. She's there for the setup and inspires them to go beyond anything they've ever had to do before. This story really pushes all the ponies to be bigger and better and bolder than they think they can. And Celestia has always been a part of helping people find their inner strength and their inner beauty, and it's no different in this film. So we have a handful of new characters, which I'm really excited about. We have Emily Blunt playing Tempest, and she's kind of like a pony with the heart of gold, and she has a broken horn. So a little damaged on the outside and maybe on the inside, but I think when she interacts with the ponies, well, I know that'll change, and hopefully we'll have a happy ending. And we also have Liev Schreiber, who's playing the Storm King, and I am personally a huge fan of his work. He plays the big bad, and it's intense and fantastic and completely unexpected. The movie really kind of keeps solidifying and capturing the themes that everyone loves and knows so well from the television show. Friendship is magic. Absolutely. Together, we're stronger than we are on our own. It doesn't matter what how your insecurities are or how you feel about yourself. If you have friends and great support around you, you can accomplish anything. And so those themes are throughout the movie, and I think a really important theme for the times we find ourselves in today.
We're just having a lovely, peaceful day in Equestria, as we do, and then bad stuff happens, and then somebody has to save the day, and it's usually Twilight, and she gets an extraordinary helping hand, particularly from Pinkie Pie.
Now, I just wanted to say that there should have been more Granny Smith in this story, because I could have saved Equestria single-handed. I could have got my best teeth and hoiked them at them, at the bad guys, the bad ponies. But I wasn't asked.
It's funny that people think that Rarity is a drama queen and that she's of no help. I mean, it's very, very hard when you're on a quest to keep your mane in good order, in good fettle. And so I think Rarity does really, really well. I mean, she's right in there, and she's sacrificing all kinds of follicular meticulousness for the sake of this quest. So I think she's quite heroic and really the central figure if you study the story hard of the story. Now's a great time to turn this into a feature film from a series because it has such a massive audience. It's got appeal for little kids. Kids watch it with their parents and their parents get hooked. It's not just little girls, it's little boys, it's big boys, it's big girls. It's like right across the board. People love it. So there's very much a demand for more, bigger, better, faster, lovelier. The show is very popular, I think, because it has, you know, a lot of embedded messages about sort of acceptance, and the main characters are all so different.
There is a huge adventure that ensues with all the main six. There's adventures in the water, so we finally see some sea ponies, and there's all kinds of new villains and new obstacles for them to conquer together. My favorite part about playing Twilight is she's really very human. She can be strong, but she can also be vulnerable. She's smart, she reads books, but she's also one of the girls and friendly and really determined to help people as much as she can. For Twilight in the film, there's some realizations that she's not as perfect as she tries to be in the series. And there's a moment where she says, because she's being attacked, and the villain says, "Friendship failed you." And she said, "No, friendship didn't fail me. I failed friendship." And it's her own realization that she didn't do everything right. And she acknowledges that. And in this film, as opposed to the series, it's a big realization for her that she doesn't do everything right. She's not perfect. And really the camaraderie of her team has a huge role in succeeding and saving Equestria. I had every pony. And in fact, when I go home, there's still a lot of stuff of mine too. I have my original My Little Pony toys. And being a part of this show is very nostalgic, completely weird in a dream come true kind of way. Like when you're a kid and you love something, and then to work on it when you grow up is kind of amazing. I think when the fans see the ponies outside of Equestria and it not being a different universe, they're going to be really excited.
I play this cool cat named Capper, who kind of comes from the other side of the track. He has a certain trajectory at the opening of the film, but then ends up in a different place. I won't give anything away, but it's been fun. I've gotten to add elements of my own personality, and then grab from other places, and it's something that has been. It's been a really good time. I had no idea it would be this fun or challenging. You know, they got some real great songwriters on this piece. I'm the Friend You Need is my character's kind of introduction to, you know, these young horses, trying to get them to come over to my side, trust me. I attempt to kind of guide them, you know, in this new world. And, you know, these horses have never seen characters like mine, you know, in this new crazy world. So I'm trying to gain their trust and get them to join me, you know, in this journey. You know what? I think this is a good time now to bring a series like this to screen. Is because we're in an age everybody's in their screens. Everybody can get whatever they want instantly, and when you're put in a situation like that, it can tend to make you jaded and less appreciative of the simple things, you know, and kind of look more inward instead of outward. And, you know, this series is about friendship and, you know, being inclusive and self-esteem and, you know, all of those things we need right now, I think, more than ever.
Queen Novo was a hippogriff, and after, escaping, the Storm King took her pony tribe down underwater and was wanting to protect her group to the best of her ability, and really wanted to create a life of peace and stability underwater in her kingdom. And she's strong. She doesn't take any nonsense and will do everything in her power to protect her family. She is loyal to her family, to Skystar, to everyone around her as they have been to her. And I think what you get out of that is you're greater than the sum of its parts. I play Queen Novo, who is the queen of an underwater pony kingdom, and I'm very excited to be playing her. And yeah, over the moon. I've always wanted to do an animated film, which I was really excited to be made part of this story. And I think the thing that's exciting about doing animation is being able to take all of your physical energy and character and having to focus it into your voice. And it really requires you to use your entire imagination.
I'm playing Captain Celaeno, so she's a leader. And what I liked about Captain Celaeno is that she cares for her crew. So she's a responsible and thoughtful and empathetic leader. And I feel like that's really beautiful too. That's a beautiful and very poignant message to give to children about leadership, that it's okay for you to want to be a leader as long as you know that the responsibilities that come with leadership entail you caring for all of your staff, your crew, your team, being thoughtful, considerate, and leading the way, leading by example. So I feel like that's the most resonating message for me. Well, what leads up to the song, Captain Celaeno and her crew have forgotten what it was like to be yourself, to be authentic, to to follow your own will, and now they've become just sort of like a version, a little fragment of who they used to be, and they thought they were adventurous and they were wild and they were free, and now they feel like they're under control by someone that isn't so nice at times and doesn't do so many nice things. It was a lot of fun. I always like doing it. I'm scared of the process, and then I like the results. I think it's really beautiful. So to be able to be a part of a movie where you get to sing for kids, it's great. The song that we sing, It's Time to Be Awesome, it's just about remembering of what it was like to just have fun and be yourself. So I guess being yourself is awesome.